I'm Mike Sullivan. How a tomato stick or post or whatever you call this thing can help you with your slice. So I'm holding my hand up here because it's a little windy out there and this is over the mic, so hopefully it sounds a little bit better. So the slice, so a tomato stick, how is this gonna work? It's really common when we see people who slice, when they start their golf swing, what happens is they bring the golf club back really far inside their target line. So what I mean by that is their club head gets way back in here rather than having it out here in front of their chest. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at what a good looking golf swing looks like as far as getting started with the backswing, and then we're gonna look at where people get in trouble and how this stick is gonna help us. Please keep in mind, you don't have to have a perfect backswing. We're not looking for perfection, but if you're one of these guys that brings or girls, if you're someone who brings the club back really far inside, you're probably gonna be struggling. You're probably struggling with slicing. So we're gonna give you something you can do to get that club coming back habitually more on plane and more upright. So here we go. Okay, hopefully again, we're not too windy. Let's take a look at a really good looking backswing, a preferable backswing versus a backswing that's gonna start getting us in trouble by being too far inside. So I'm taking a shorter iron. I've got an 8-iron here. And when you look at most of the best golfers in the world right now, you're gonna see them when they get started with their backswing, their iron shaft or their driver shaft is going to be, when it's parallel to the ground, it'll be parallel to the target line, or in this case, I've actually got the club head a little bit outside of my hands, so this shaft is pointing a little bit left of what would be parallel. This is where you see most of the better players, here or in here. Once we start getting in here is where we get into trouble, because once we start rolling those hands over, getting a flat backswing, the easiest way to get back to the ball is going to be this type of a move, this out to in type of a shot. The real tough part here is, how do we train ourselves to make a better backswing when we can't see it while we're hitting shots? And it's very, very common to have people, when they are practicing, they're back here, they're back here, they're back here, then they go to hit a shot, and they whip it back really, really, really flat. So here's what we're gonna work on. We're gonna use that tomato stick. And in order for this to work, it's gotta be short. So our typical alignment stick that we use, our typical alignment stick is tall. What is that? I don't know, 4 feet tall or so. This is short. This is shorter than my putter, okay? So we're gonna use a short tomato stick. You get them at the hardware store, they're like $1. And I'm gonna put the tomato stick on my target line, and I'm gonna put it back for an 8-iron. I'm gonna measure this with the length of the club. I'm taking it back the length of the club. So that's an easy way to figure it out, and it's right on my target line. And what we want is we want to practice making a backswing where we get that club out here. So this is an exaggeration of what our backswing is going to feel like. So we're going to start here. Okay. We're going to feel that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it in a little bit because I want it to be realistic for the way to hit a golf shot. So now it's about 2 inches, 3 inches inside of my ball. Get it down a little lower. See that there? Right there, right there. Gonna bring it back a little bit closer. So the idea is we're starting to work on this where we're feeling every one of these practice swings, I'm bringing this club back. The club is a little bit outside of my hands. Now you can see I've got it a little lower and I can actually get into a backswing position barely touching that stick. Okay, so here you can see I've got a really, really upright shaft, and this is what we want to feel like. If we're used to being back in here, we're gonna have to feel like that, and we'll probably be somewhere in between. And you can actually hit balls this way, okay? So I'm gonna try this. Boy, that felt good. That felt really, really good. This is something I can stand to work on myself. And I did kind of nick that thing coming back, but I feel really, really confident when I play this back, we're gonna see that my club is out here, not back here with the club head stuck behind me. So give this a try and let me know how it goes. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up for a like. And if you subscribe to our channel, you'll be notified by email each time that we produce a new instructional video. Your weight transfer. Are you moving weight onto your front side? So I'm holding this golf ball and I'm actually holding it as if it's a stone.